have many memories of growing up in Jamaica. I was born in 1978. And this is post-independence Jamaica. And I was the first one in my family to go to high school. And this was a traditional high school for girls. And I got exposed to Spanish and French, which became my love. But there was also the guilt and shame that came along with coming from a family that lived in poverty. And the older I got, the stronger the recognition that I was different from the other children. I think it urged me to grow up a little faster than the average teenager because of the responsibility that I knew would rest on my shoulders. I started to look at what my richer friends were doing. And when I got to grade 12, they all had plans to go on to what we call sixth form then. And this is where you go and do 2 extra years of A-levels because they were undoubtedly headed to university. And I got a government loan and went to Teachers College. So I came to the States in August 2006. But when I came here, I realized that my diploma didn't mean much. Most schools here require that you have a degree from a 4-year institution. And then my son came along 5 years ago, and I would have to decide if I should continue working to support this great family I needed and wanted for so long, or I'd quit and go to school. So I got a job as a CNA, a certified nursing assistant, and I began working 16-hour shifts. But that wasn't working out so well. The frightening thing about all of that is that if I didn't do something and do something very quickly, I'd be continuing that cycle of poverty that I grew up in. And my son would inherit that. But the idea of getting a first degree, as simple as it sounds, is the responsibility was always on me to break that cycle. And I'm not about to bring a child into that cycle. And that is what is pushing me. And then one day I opened the mailbox, and there's a flyer for social work at St. Joe's in the weekend program. And I thought about it and I said, I have been helped by so many caregivers in my life that I owe it to them and I owe it to myself to find myself in a field like that because I have first-hand knowledge of what that sort of help has done. I remember my neighbors lending my mother lunch money so I could go to school because I had what they call brains. They'd say, this little girl has brains on her. I remember people lending me books so I could go to high school because I was the first one in the family. It was a community effort. My growth has been dependent on other people's help, whether directly or not. I am headed towards helping children who live in poverty or children from low-income backgrounds achieve the education that they so deserve. Last year, Cindy Dodge, through the Academic Advisement Program, sent out these application forms for town and county. And I picked one up like every ambitious student. In May last year, I got this call from Carol Gurley to announce that I was one of the awardees for that year. And I can't describe the jubilation. I mean, I dropped the phone and jumped around. I was at work when she called. And this might not sound like a very important thing, but it meant for me that I could graduate a semester earlier. And for a working mother, that makes all the difference in the world. I appreciate it, and any way I can to pay it forward, I certainly will.
When I lost my job, I felt devastated. It was very easy for me to go into that mode of feeling bad for myself. I had been with my former company for close to 25 years. I did not know anything else but work. And when the company closed its doors, we had a lot of people all around the same age. So we all had the same issues of what we were going to do, being somewhat middle-aged, not quite. The labor department had come into our business to talk to us. And they pretty much, in so many words, said that the position that we had of collections is probably not a position where everybody's going to be able to find work. So you might want to reconsider a different field. I did not have a job. I felt it was probably a great opportunity, if any, that now was the time that I was to go back to school, to finish my degree, to get a bachelor's, and to be like a lot of the other people out in the workforce so that I could be competitive. I looked into the options of scholarships. The University of Hartford helped and introduced the students to some of the scholarships. When I met the women at the town and county, when I came in to interview for my scholarship, it made me feel very comfortable, very much at home. They immediately gave me support They gave me some recommendations on how to find a job, because the women all had great paths that they had followed. They're all educated. They've all been at a place where I had wanted to be. And they were a very good support system for me. The scholarship helped me immensely with paying for some of the books in the class. I don't have quite as much of a student loan that perhaps maybe others would have. I am a commercial paralegal, which means I deal with a lot of the business contract issues in the law department of the North and South American area for Otis Elevator. I'm a single mom. My daughter's now a teenager. I do help out volunteering pro bono. I did quite a lot of pro bono while I was going to school.
She decided her education was the most important thing, aside from a family, so that she could be better prepared to have a better job. And her determination, her focus on getting that education so that she could support her daughter and rebuild her life was what really impressed us.
Well, one of the rewards of this work and working with these women is knowing that no matter their age, because this scholarship is only for those over 24, knowing that they have overcome odds of their own and hurdles, that we are able to help them go on and follow their dream and find the end result that they want from their own education. It's a very uplifting type of work to do.
I think for the members, it's on a personal level. I mean, they're able to meet these young scholars, and they're able to talk with them. They can see how they have achieved and persevered in everything, and I think that's so admirable, especially among our members who are women who have persevered over the years. The Scholarship Committee was formed in 1999, and it was for the specific purpose of adult women who are pursuing undergraduate studies. And it is donor-sponsored by the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving. The membership of the town and county absolutely think this is just a wonderful thing.
Since 1999, we have been lucky enough to give 64 scholarships with a total of roughly $100,000 to recipients who come from 9 colleges in the Greater Hartford area.